In any other year, this variety KWS Dawsum would be grabbing all of the headlines for drilling this autumn. It is an outstanding combination of yield, of grain quality and of disease resistance, and it comes from two incredibly well regarded parents as well in KWS Kerrin and Costello. The reality is that its neighbour here in the plots, Champion, has just pipped it to the top of the recommended list for 2022, but that shouldn't take any of the shine off of Dawsum. I think this is the most well-rounded variety that we're talking about today and probably has the widest appeal for UK growers. Let's start with Dawsum's absolutely standout feature, which is its grain quality. I mentioned that it has Costello as a parent, and what we all know about Costello is that it provides the best and boldest grain sample we can see on farm. Dawsum has managed to inherit that from its parent, and this is providing a bushel weight of 79.4 kilograms per hectolitre. That's astounding. It puts it well ahead of any of the other varieties on the recommended list, with the sole exception of Costello. What does bushel weight mean for us? Well, it's often sought after by farmers because it gives them reliability in different harvest seasons. In a season with dull weather in June, July, where grain fill can be compromised, you know that varieties with higher bushel weight are likely to keep you above that threshold that we need to meet for grain contracts. That grain quality underpins Dawsum's barn filling yield. It sits second on the recommended list, just behind leading variety Champion, and it's the outright top yielder in both the western and the northern AHDB regions. It performs very well as a first or a second cereal and on both light and heavy soils. So there's not really a compromised position for Dawsum. It would suit most growing situations. It is so rare for varieties to team yield and grain quality in the way that KWS Dawsum does, and that alone will be enough to attract most growers' attention for this coming season. You'll be surprised to hear that the picture actually gets even better when we come to look at Dawsum's disease resistance ratings and its agronomics. You can see that Dawsum is a shorter and stiffer strawed variety, which gives good security against lodging. Even in these untreated plots, which have received no PGR, you can see that Dawsum is holding itself well below the height of the varieties on either side. That straw strength supports the case for Dawsum as an early sown variety. In fact, we should be comfortable sowing this in early September in Scotland and the north of England, perhaps the second week of September as we come down through the Midlands and into the south. That's an attractive position because we've generally struggled to find high-yielding feed wheats that can be sown in an early position in recent years, with Gleam being the last notable example. When we look at disease resistance, we can see that Dawsum is also a very clean variety. Costello once again was known for excellent yellow rust resistance, including at the seedling stage, and Dawsum has managed to inherit that from its parent. We're here at a site with fairly high yellow rust pressure. You'll see quite a lot of yellow rust in susceptible varieties in these untreated plots, but Dawsum is absolutely clean as a whistle. A 7 for brown rust resistance and a 6.3 for Septoria tritici round out Dawsum's disease profile. The only nice to have missing from Dawsum is orange wheat blossom midge resistance, so this is a variety that you're going to want to grow alongside another resistant partner, perhaps Champion that sits beside us here in the plots. This combination of disease resistance and straw strength provides Dawsum with the second highest untreated yield on the recommended list, only beaten by ultra clean KWS X-Days. So this really is an easy grow variety with very low risk from an agronomic perspective. Its disease resistance should look after itself, its straw strength is good, it's a variety that can be sown across a wide area, and in catchy spray windows or with difficult timings, Dawsum should stand up very well to any disease pressure. Given that combination of yield, grain quality and disease resistance, it's difficult to see why a grower wouldn't want Dawsum in their rotation for harvest 2023. In fact, I think this variety could become a real mainstay for several years to come.